Alana,
Yes.
I almost fell asleep on your couch.
Uh-oh.
And I attribute that, this was when you were in the shower just now, to last night I went down a little bit of a Nicolas Cage rabbit hole.
Oh, yeah. Those rabbit holes.
It's so weird to me because this guy
Yeah.
was not only a huge movie star in the late 90s,
Uh-huh.
and pretty much before then too.
Yep.
Because, I mean, I really became aware of him in Peggy Sue Got Married.
Yep.
My mom loved that movie.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it.
He's really good in it, I think. I think that oftentimes people give him shit for not being a great actor. And I've definitely seen people who are better at the craft than him.
Yeah.
But he's good. He's legit talented as a movie star type actor.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, as pretty much everybody knows, I don't want to say ruined his career, but he's definitely not the Nicolas Cage of the late 90s.
He's lost his mojo.
Exactly. So I'm watching this video on him, and it talks about Leaving Las Vegas.
Yep.
Which is a movie I've never seen.
Yep.
Now, according to what I saw on YouTube, Roger Ebert called it the 7th best film of the 1990s.
Uh-huh.
And there was a rumor I had heard for years that Sheryl Crow was involved with this movie in not the best way.
Right.
And the rumor was that she was friends with John O'Brien, the guy who the movie's based off of. He helps her with a song called Leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And writes some of the other music on her first big album. I think she'd done an album before then, but it didn't get released properly. So the album comes out, but he doesn't get credit on it. She is supposed to give him a shout out on David Letterman. She takes full credit for the album. He goes on a bender and kills himself, and they base the movie around that. Oh. I tell you a version of the story this morning, and then we go down the Google rabbit hole because Miss A is giving us interesting answers. Now, apparently, from what we learned from the internets, the rumor I heard isn't exactly the truth.
Yeah, they're just one mutual friend is blaming her.
So basically, what we read said that the book Leaving Las Vegas came out in 1990, and John O'Brien did author it. And he let her use the title of it for her song.
Yep.
And it was a song that she collaborated with one of his friends.
Yep.
I think her and him knew each other, but not as well as this one friend knew her. She was supposed to thank him for the use of the title on David Letterman. And for whatever reason, she didn't.
Yeah. She may have just forgotten it.
Yeah, and she was new to the scene at that time.
Yep, she was.
It's very possible that she was just nervous being on live TV.
Because some people will say things and not realize it until they listen to the, or watch the program, and it's like, ooh, I shouldn't have said it that way.
Or forget to say something.
Right, yeah.
He goes on an alcohol bender around this time and ends up dying. Right. The friend accused her, and again, this is according to what we read, I don't know how much of it is true, apparently accused her in the LA Weekly of being partially responsible for his bender/suicide.
Right, but she couldn't have been responsible.
Well, but his family said that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And the book Leaving Las Vegas it has similarities to his life, and it is partially based on him, but it's not the full story of it because it came out years earlier.
Right, so it's loosely based.
Yeah, so apparently Sheryl Crow did not inspire the movie. And hopefully, I don't know, but it kind of sounds like this guy was on a negative path anyway, and he was going to die from suicide regardless of whether or not Sheryl Crow gave him a shout out on David Letterman.
Yeah, or whether she did a song entitled Leaving Las Vegas. So, yeah.
I don't know Sheryl Crow. I've never met the woman. But from what I've heard in interviews, she seems like a relatively nice human being.
Yeah, she seems that way too. I remember hearing an interview that she did on Oprah, I think it was, where she was saying that there are times in her life where she had writer's block and she wasn't able to write for a while. She wasn't able to write songs for a while, so she's gone through that. And she's also went through breast cancer.
Brain cancer, too.
Brain cancer?
I believe she had a brain tumor.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. I heard about the breast cancer. And she had a failed engagement to Lance Armstrong, because I remember when they were together. And that just quickly fell apart. And that was, of course, before he admitted that he took performance-enhancing drugs for his marathons. And that's not good. So, yeah. Disgraced Tour de France winner, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the whole performance-enhancing thing. Again, I'm not a sports person, but I kind of think they should just allow people to do what they're going to do, and whoever wins these competitions is the ultimate champion. Because if they just made it to where everybody had access to these drugs, then what's the big deal? It would still be based on merit, because he'd still be competing against other juiced up people.
Yeah,
right?
but what he did was he has used something else to compete against these other people and not actually used his own strength. And the same thing would go along the lines of beta blockers for music performers, especially in the classical world, because I've read about this and how people are so addicted to pills that they can't take anything else to calm them down, and they could give the performance of their life but not feel anything. So I don't think it's a good idea. I
might be a little bit dense in this area, but I kind of think just if they're out there, then take them. Yeah, I really don't see what the big deal is.
I don't think it solves anything, because how many people are addicted to these things? Wouldn't you agree with me that many people in our country are so addicted to self-medicating?
They are, but here's the thing. Even if he wasn't addicted to that, I don't know the man, but I would assume that Lance Armstrong has an addictive personality, just because I've known people who are very athletic, and they seem to be pretty obsessed with that world. Well,
and here's another thing too. If he's going to lie about performance enhancing drugs and have an organization called Live Strong that talks about health things and keeping your body strong, that's under false pretenses.
I agree with you. I would make the argument, though, that just remove the stigma from lying about it. Just make them illegal for athletes to use and kill the controversy.
That's just not a good idea.
Why not?
Well, as I've said, how many people do you know, or at least heard of, that have been getting addicted to these drugs, and they may think, oh, okay, well, I'm just taking this to get stronger, and before you know it, they've got a major addiction, or people, performers that have taken beta blockers, and it wreaks all kinds of havoc with their bodies. So, yeah. I mean, I don't think that making it legal is going to solve any problem.
My response is, get a regular 9 to 5. But if you're going into that type of world, hey, this is what you got to do. Oh! Sorry about your luck, kid. But if you want to pick this type of industry, you got to be prepared. You're like, I got to kill Pops. I'm losing the argument.
No.
By the way, most people would side with you because
it's just not a good idea. I mean, you know for a fact that we have a major drug problem in our country.
We do.
And legalizing it is not going to save anyone, and it's not going to help anything. It's just going to increase the problem even more.
I think, though, well, I mean, and we know that I get shit from a lot of people who you wouldn't think would have a problem with this. I think every single drug on the planet should be completely legal.
And how is it going to solve anything?
Because it removes the social stigma. So one, you don't have to get it on the black market. And two, there's less of a feeling of inadequacy if you can just come forward and admit that you have a problem without worrying about legal repercussions.
That's exactly why we disagree on the rule of, or we disagree on order. Because I honestly think that this would bring our country into more disorder if every single drug was legalized.
I think it may cause some problems in the short term, but I think in
long-term problems.
I think in the long term, it would actually make our society better. Think about it like this. We would no longer have to jail people, or have people in jail, rather, for non-violent drug crimes. Wouldn't that be a good thing?
No.
Ouch! What's that for? It's like, that was my heart, babes.
That wasn't your heart.
Yes, it was.
That was your side.
Yeah, that was the side where my heart is. You tend to do that instead of this dependent on an argument there, Jaylo.
Oh, I'm not loved. Got it.
Give me a kiss.
No.
Give me a kiss or we can't have a tickle truce.
And by the way, I wouldn't just do that to anyone.
No, give me a kiss.
No.
Okay, well then the tickle truce isn't real.
Okay. I'm just saying, Bo, just think of it in the long run because, yeah, I would remove the social stigma, but it's more than just a social stigma. It's that people think that getting into these really bad habits is just not gonna help anything. People are just gonna be addicted and run amok. Okay,
let me give you an example. Now, I know that you're anti-alcohol.
Yes, I am.
It's legal, and yet we still have programs like AA that are out there. Right? So we could still have programs that encourage people to get off of drugs. Nobody's saying that we don't do that. All we're saying is you don't have to worry about going to jail. And if you're an adult and you want to place something in your body, then that's on you.
Yeah, but if you place something in your body and you know that it impairs you and you go out in public and drive a car or fly a plane and you know you're under the influence, you're pretty much putting other people in danger.
No, but you have, just like with alcohol, you can't get behind the wheel if you're drinking too much. You have the same laws for drugs. If you get behind the wheel of a car and you're on crack cocaine and you get pulled over.
But how many lives has alcohol completely destroyed? See, you're not thinking about the long-term consequences because alcohol, after prohibition ended, alcohol sales went through the roof and it's just been more of a problem than a solution.
But I also believe in personal freedom.
Yeah, but personal freedom doesn't always mean doing whatever you want and never facing the consequences.
But they will face the consequences. If you're caught getting high behind the wheel of a car, you should get arrested.
I don't understand your logic.
Why not?
Because, there is no logic to making every single drug legal. I just don't see it. I don't see it. It just doesn't help. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't.
And one thing, too, is it would make the prices go down on these drugs. So why is that a good thing? Because there would be less of a need for criminals to engage in nefarious activities to get their kicks.
I'm sorry. I don't agree with you. I am completely and wholly not on the same page as you are.
Yeah, I just say do whatever you want as far as that's concerned. Within reason, don't give it to a little kid. Don't drive. If
you think if you leave people up to the devices, they're gonna follow the rules and not give them to little kids? If anything, they want little kids to take it.
No, babes, but do you believe in free will?
Yeah, but a lot of people have a distorted view of what freedom is. I honestly think that real freedom is choosing to do what you believe is good and true, not choosing to do it whatever you want and completely obliterating yourself.
My feeling,
I think a lot of people have a very, very selfish view of what freedom is. Okay,
my feeling is that freedom means, and this is kind of like, I think Odo said this on DS9, but it's not, it's similar thoughts. I felt this way before I watched DS9. My feeling is that if you give people freedom, sometimes that means giving them the freedom to make choices you're going to disagree with.
I don't get your logic, but whatever.
Oh. Anyways, a lot of sports fans are upset with Lance Armstrong, and I remember there's a baseball controversy back in the day too, and it's like I just don't care.
He had a baseball controversy?
No, it's another sports thing though, and I guess they were using performance enhancing drugs, and it's just like, do your thing. Who cares? In my opinion.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Do all the drugs you want to. Okay.
Well, maybe it's because I feel that way because I was an athlete in high school for a couple of years, and even though I wasn't an athlete all through my high school years, I know how much hard work it takes to get to do a meet. Working really hard, and competing against people in my weight class.
I hear you, but if performing enhancement drugs are legal, you still have to put in hard work.
I just cannot see the long-term benefits. I think it's a bad idea from the get-go.
I see. Are there long-term benefits for the individual? Probably not for everybody. But is it better for our society if all drugs are legal? We don't know. But I would assume yes.
Okay, so tell me about the people that disagree with you that you would normally not think that they would agree, or would not agree with. Excuse me. Tell me about the people that disagree with you on this subject. The ones that you didn't think would, because I'm kind of curious about how they came to their conclusion.
I'm not going to give out names.
No, I wasn't expecting you to do that.
But what I will say is, I know a lot of people on both the left and the right who say that they're for freedoms, and I know a lot of people who say, well, yeah, pot should be legalized, and shrooms are cool too. But I don't know if I want to live in a society where people are allowed to take heroin and cocaine. And I just told them, listen, if we want to live in a free society, that's the consequences.
Please.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sorry. I just do not agree with you on every kind of part of that statement.
That's so crazy to me.
That's not crazy.
But it goes back to my theory that people like fighting for the freedoms that they believe in.
Exactly.
Right.
The left like fighting for the freedoms that they believe in, but they don't care about everybody else's.
But it's the same with the right wing.
Not necessarily.
You're against the type of freedom that you're not in favor of.
We should have the freedom to keep drugs out of our country, because it's not helping anything. It's not helping anything. How many people have done some stupid things just to get their drug fix?
That's true, but here's the thing. If drugs were legal, wouldn't that reduce the amount of stupid things people would have to do?
No, it wouldn't.
Why not? They wouldn't have to go to the underground.
I think it's absolutely ludicrous to think that it would reduce the stupid things that people do. They would still do stupid things.
But not to the same level.
Yes, they would. I mean, how many people have done stupid things for cigarettes? How many people have done stupid things for alcohol?
So you hear a lot of stories about home invasions because people are getting money to buy their cigarettes.
How many people have killed other people because they were high on whatever it was?
Yeah, and those people should go to prison because that's a violent crime. I'm not saying that if you do a drug, you get excused for any crimes you commit under that drug. I'm just saying the act of getting high should not be illegal.
I'm sorry, I just don't agree with you on it. I don't.
Wow.
Not on any front.
Oh. Well, I'm
You're alone in this one.
Sorry to say that, but it sounds like you're not for freedom there, Jaylo.
Ah!
I'm for freedom for people to do what they want to.
Yeah, well, I'm for freedom for people to do to do the right thing, not to be selfish.
That's not freedom, then.
It is.
That's not freedom. Ow! Ow! Oh, so we're no longer. I'm for freedom to start a tickle war.
Ow! Did you cut your nails?
Yeah, I did. All right, well, we have to kiss to certify the truth.
It's.
I love you there, anti-freedom Jaylo. Ouch! You just hit me on the head.
Did it hurt?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm sorry.
That's okay, Miss.
Where is it?
Right here on my forehead. You're a very violent person, babes.
I am not violent.
Yes.
No, I'm not.
I still love you. You don't
Bubs,
say so.
I'm not violent.
I'm going into the battered women's shelter
Bubs?
tomorrow. What?
Did I even bruise you in the last 3.5 years?
Probably not. But you are a violent person.
I am not.
It's like, I like to, here's the difference between me. I'm aggressive, but I like to settle things with a good discussion. And you know.
I like to settle things with a good discussion.
You play sweet and sugary, but if you're backed into a verbal corner, you'll just start attacking physically. You like to take it physical.
Bubs.
And as a man, I don't believe in doing that.
Bubs, come on.
What?
Come on, Bubs.
Oh.
It's not as bad as you think it is.
I think it's pretty bad. Okay.
Ah.
But anyways, all drugs should be legal. If you believe in freedom, which Alana here doesn't. That's okay, though. That's okay. Let's move on. How do we get on this? We were talking about Sheryl Crow.
We were talking about, Lance Armstrong.
And Nicolas Cage.
I
heard last night, babes. Who knows how much of this is just something that somebody said on YouTube? Apparently, at one point, he owned 15 mansions.
Give me some of that money.
Well, that's 15, what the IRS said.
15 mansions. How do you keep up with 15 mansions and who lives in these places?
I've always been interested in that. So
15 mansions.
Let's say I have 15 mansions all over the world. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go to one of them in a week. Do I have a service that takes care of the property? And if so, do I have to call 3 days in advance and say, hey, I'm coming tomorrow? Or how does that whole thing work?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, well, it's the same thing with if somebody has several storage units for keeping their stuff, right? Eventually that the cost of keeping them up and keeping them open is going to accumulate. Mm-hmm. How is he supposed to keep 15 mansions open? Also, who lives in these places? So, he's not, I don't know if he got any money from those houses if no one's living there. I mean, because he has to pay for the mortgages.
No, this was also at the height of his fame and fortune. I don't think he has enough money to do that now.
15 mansions.
And remember, his uncle is also Francis Ford Coppola, who almost, I think he may have gone broke.
Well,
doing Apocalypse Now.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it took 4 years to make it, that's insane, Bubs.
I know, babes.
Wow.
Yes.
Insane.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's what's going on with Nicolas Cage there. Jaylo.
Well, that's pretty sad. You haven't heard from him. We haven't heard from him in 10 plus years.
He's made movies, but they haven't had the impact that his earlier films did.
Right.
Yes. What did I see him in that was really good? Peggy Sue Got Married was good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I liked Face Off, but it's a little bit unrealistic.
Mm-hmm.
It was still fun. I enjoyed The Rock. I know a lot of people don't like Michael Bay, and I'm not the hugest fan, but I do think that The Rock is pretty good, and he directed that.
Who's Michael Bay?
Michael Bay did Bad Boys. He did the Transformer movies.
Uh-huh.
I think he revived the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but he made it to where they came from space, so he changed the origin story.
That's weird.
Yeah, because they're mutants.
Because they didn't come from space, but
no.
Yeah. I like the original movies that they did in the 80s and 90s.
They're okay. I was more of a fan of the cartoon series.
I like the cartoon better. I will say that. Yes, I like the cartoon better. But the movies were okay.
Not the best.
It's kind of, it's not like the Ghostbusters where I like both the cartoon and the movies.
I saw the cartoon before I even knew that there were films of Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yes.
Remember in Casper where Dan Aykroyd's like, who are you going to call? Somebody else.
Sounds great.
I forgot about that part too.
That's great.
That's part of the reason why I didn't tell you because I forgot.
Oh my goodness.
But
I'm glad you didn't. It gave me a chance to watch it.
It's funny. Who are you going to call? Somebody else.
Somebody else. Once I fell asleep, I had a good night rest. And you woke up a couple hours before me.
I did.
What were you doing?
I was just listening to the radio, nothing too exciting.
Okay.
Yeah, I woke up around 5 and I'm like, oh wow, it's already 5. And I think I went to sleep around 10:30ish.
Something like that.
Yeah.
You were pretty tired.
I was tired. I mean, when I was tired, but we had a really, really good day yesterday.
We watched the first 2 episodes of Ted Lasso from the second season.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give a brief recap, but maybe we'll intersperse it with some commentary.
Yes.
Okay. Starts off, they've had a tie for, I think, 7 games. And Danny Rojas is making a shot, kills a dog who is a mascot for
by
the
accident.
Other team. Yep.
Yeah.
And is very, very freaked out by this.
Yeah.
So Higgins decides to hire a therapist named Dr. Sharon.
Is it Fieldstone?
We're going to go with that.
Dr. Sharon, yeah.
Yes.
We call her Dr. Sharon.
I was just going to go with Dr. Sharon.
Okay.
She comes in, and Ted is a little bit taken aback by this lady.
Can I just say before we go on, she came off as being kind of arrogant.
I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that scene when she's first talking to Ted and the other Diamond Dogs.
Yeah.
And she asks Ted, "Are you good at your job?" And he's like, "Yes." And her response is, "As good as you are at your job, I'm twice as good at mine."
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
But it turned out that she knew that what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going on. Rebecca goes on a double date with Keely and Roy with her new man. Now, Roy, since leaving Richmond as a player, has gotten into coaching his niece's soccer team.
Yep.
I liked it because
team, yeah.
he's giving shit to the kids. This is why I think Roy is a great character, because you couldn't have that on American television.
No, you couldn't.
What did you think of that whole dynamic?
I don't know. You still haven't sold me on Roy.
Oh.
I don't know. Roy doesn't, Roy hasn't grown on me yet.
Interesting.
I think Rebecca has grown on me slightly, but not Roy.
They go on the double date, and the guy is a sports fan, so he talks about Roy's press conference, which you see in the next episode.
Yeah.
Part of it.
Yeah, part of it, yeah.
But he also says, "Well, what are you doing now?" And Roy's like, I'm coaching a team. And it's like it's a girls' soccer team, which I thought was great. But at the end of the date, guy goes away, and Rebecca's talking to Keely, and this is so great.
She's
awesome.
Gushing over this guy.
Roy says, "He's fine, but do you just want to settle for fine, or do you want somebody great?"
Yeah, like, ask yourself, what did he say? Ask yourself, what could he possibly do? What could he possibly do with you? I think.
I don't think he said that. I think he said basically, do you just want to settle for fine?
Or great.
Or do you want somebody who's great?
Yeah.
What did you think of this?
I thought that was interesting because I think in some ways women and men don't think about that when they're first starting to date somebody. Because, in the throes of their relationship, they think that everything's going to be fine, but are you really settling for that kind of a person?
I think settling happens a lot in our society.
You certainly does.
And yes, in relationships and in friendships, but also in the jobs that people take. I've met so many people who Julia Cameron from The Artist's Way, who I talk about a lot in real life, would call shadow artists.
Huh.
Because I've gone to parties with quote unquote regular people.
Yeah. And
by that I mean people who have normal 9-to-5s instead of these crazy artistic gigs that I seem to find myself in.
Yeah.
And they'll always say something like, "Oh, that's amazing. That's great for you. I wanted to do this and I thought about doing that, but then, I decided to take the safe job," or, I thought about what it would be like. And
so they're not even doing what they want to do on the side, at least.
No, they tell me stories about how they either wanted to be a guitarist or they wanted to be a filmmaker or something creative, but instead they're an accountant, right?
Yeah, like a totally different job that you would think they would get.
Yeah.
You want to get.
And in some ways, I admire those people because I'd love to be making great money, right? And that's happening for some artists, but it ain't happening for Rick here. Uh-huh. But in other ways, I feel more free than they are.
That's interesting.
But we have to ask our question. Is settling always bad?
I don't know. I mean, every time I think of someone who's settling for a job, whatever job that they have, and I'm talking with people that don't even do what they want to do on the side, right?
Yeah.
To, whether it's taking lessons or dancing or teaching people something that's a creative or whatever it is. I kind of feel like, maybe they would rather have it cushy and get all the money they want to instead of taking the opportunity and doing something that they normally wouldn't think of doing. Or not normally, but something that they never thought they could do.
So, I partially agree with you. I don't know if I say cushy as much as secure.
Well, maybe that's not what I meant. I didn't mean necessarily cushy, but secure in their finances.
Mm-hmm. I am poor, Jaylo, as we've established many times.
Yeah, I'm not rich either.
Right. And, that's half of our society is struggling just to get by.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing better than some people in the world.
Uh-huh.
But I think to myself, okay, yeah, I'm creatively free, but this person knows where their next paycheck is coming from. In 20 years, they're going to have a lot more security than I do. So who chose the better path in life? You know what I mean?
But some people make the most money, more, 6 figures a year, for example. But they're not as happy because some of them end up being workaholics.
That's true.
So who's really the happier one?
I don't know, babes.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to struggle, and both of us have gone through our own struggles. But I'd rather struggle than work a job I don't even like, or for so many years making good money and not having anything to show for it, except for maybe a nice house. And if I could drive a really nice car, but at what cost?
Not driving is the bane of my existence. I went down a rabbit hole recently where I was watching videos of people who had converted buses into tiny homes. Mm-hmm. I think I may have told you this.
You told me this privately. I don't think we talked about it here. And you said some of them look really, really cool. Yeah.
But one of the things that I couldn't get out of my head, if I was sighted, I would be one of these people. Mm-hmm. I would be one of these people who would convert a bus or a FedEx truck into a tiny home and traveling the country, taking odd jobs here and there. But because of my disability, I'm limited and I can't do that. Mm-hmm. And it kind of made me upset and want to stop watching those videos. Because what can I do with that?
Right. It sounds good in theory, but would you really be happy doing that?
I believe I would be.
I mean, a lot of people say, well, I don't have this, I don't have that. But I think it's to our detriment in some ways, because in our society, right, and especially in America, we always want the next thing, and more and more and more. And a lot of us are not satisfied with what we have.
If I could drive, I would be one of those people who would drive around the country a lot. Like, I wouldn't just do it as a trip, like some people do. I would go around a lot.
You'd be gone for months at a time.
Yes. For sure. Mm-hmm. But that option, it was never open to me. Yes.
It wasn't open to me, though.
Oh, well, you wouldn't do that, though. You just,
What?
What?
How would you know what I wouldn't do?
Because I know you. Okay? You'd be like, I'm going to hear you, Bob. You go off. Have a fun adventure.
Hey, I'm not going to be like the wife of J.M. Barrie as it was portrayed in Finding Neverland.
Oh.
Because she didn't want to go on any adventures with him.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going on any adventures anymore. I'm just going to waste away and die.
Oh, my goodness. That's what she said.
Oh, my goodness.
Or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
No, she wasn't interested in his adventures, and he was very adventurous, apparently.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Yes. It'd be cool. Like, I was thinking about this in reference to one of the movies. This is going to sound like a horrible thing to say. But have you ever wondered what it's like being a deadbeat dad? Right? So you get to so if I could travel around the country by driving, you could have a couple different families on different coasts, right? So I could have my East Coast family and my West Coast family, right? And it would be cool if I was gone for months at a time because I would pick women who are very traditional if I could drive. So they would teach the kids, hey, even though your dad's not here, you have to respect your father and all this stuff. And I wouldn't have to pay child support because I could just blow it off and be a deadbeat dad. And once every couple of years, I'd come back into the kid's life, buy them a cheap $5 toy, and get praised just by showing up where the mom gets to do the difficult day-to-day stuff. So what do you think? Do you think it would be fun to be a deadbeat dad?
No.
Oh, why not?
Well, it would, because it would be fun for him, but it would affect everybody else.
Yeah, but we're talking about how would it be for the actual dad?
If I was a dad, I wouldn't want to do that.
Oh. I think it would be enjoyable. I don't know. What? I'm not a deadbeat dad. I'm saying.
I know, but you have some weird idea. Like,
I did think that while watching the Tender Bar. I bet that's kind of cool. I wonder how many families the little kid's dad, the main kid's dad, has in that movie. Like, is this his only son, or does he have kids all spread out across the country?
We will never know.
Yeah.
I don't think he has any other kids.
And it's cool because, like, you could just call the kid saying, I'm showing up tomorrow and not show up. So you get to know that the kid's excited and you don't have to deal with any of the consequences.
Oh, you're so going to get flack for this. I'm sure. I'm sure. They're going to be like, how could you possibly say that? Yeah.
No, we always talk, and believe me, I know why we do this as a society. We talk about it from the kid's perspective, but I'm saying from the dad's perspective, not going into the background, it sounds like a fun gig because especially if you have kids with women who are more traditional, because that idea means that they'll always tell the kid, oh, you need to respect your father even though he's not there. And you know what I mean?
I think the word to describe that kind of a person who would leave their kids with the mom and let her do the work is selfish.
Right, but I'm saying it must be fun for the selfish person.
I don't know. I don't know.
A kid is raised to respect you, even though you're hardly in their life. I don't know. I think it would be a great gig for a narcissist.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know if I should say this story, Daves.
I don't think you should.
No, it has to do with my dad in a weird way. So, and my uncle.
Did you tell me this one?
I don't think I have, actually.
Uh-oh.
Okay, as you know, on my mom's side, I have family who live in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going back. I was 12. We were going to Hawaii for the holidays, which, you know, my birthday was around that time.
Yeah.
So my dad comes over to my mom's place the night before, and I didn't want to see him because he was high and everything, and he leaves, and we go to Hawaii the next day.
You and your mom.
Yeah, me and my mom. And we're over at a relative's house, and my mom starts bad-mouthing my dad. And all I did was agree with my mom. And my mom turns around to me, and she says, but he's still your father. And then there was this moment of silence. Like I can't be in a winning situation, because if I would have fought my mom, then it would have been, I'm not agreeing with my mom. And if I agree with my mom, then I get, he's still your father.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was designed to where I could lose either way.
Okay.
And I remember just being so pissed at that. And then, oh God, I feel like I'm going on a rant here.
Yeah, you are. I think we should stop this.
Hold on, real quick. So a couple of days later, I'm hanging with my uncle, and I love my uncle. He's a really good guy.
The one from your mom's side?
Yeah. And he's not in the best of health, so I don't know if I should tell the story, but luckily I must have been really great at yoga in a past life, because I'm great at putting my foot in my mouth. Anyways. we're going to the store to get something and we're listening to some good song on the radio. He just turns the radio off, looks at me, he's like, your dad may not be the best guy, but he's always going to be your dad. And I just, seething with anger inside, babes. But I know it comes from a good place.
No, you have a lot of deep-seated anger towards your dad, and it sounds to me like you have not dealt with it yet.
Uh-oh.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Uh-oh.
Deep-seated, still very, very much, resentment and bitterness that I can't help you with. I'm sorry, I can't be your psychologist.
Uh-oh. But you do think that I should talk to somebody about?
I think you should do something.
I've talked to a lot of people about
because
this.
Apparently you have not been able to, find a way to make sense of it.
Yeah.
And find a way to move on and learn from those lessons in your childhood, because I think of it totally differently, and I could have been that kind of a person where I as the years go on I get really angry and bitter, but it's not going to help me. And it certainly hasn't helped you. Well,
and apparently talking about it hasn't worked, because you're not the only one I've discussed this with.
What did other people tell you?
They basically say, you got to get over this, and kind of what you just said. Some people have said, we used to talk to your dad, but meanwhile, my dad's an asshole.
Well, maybe that's something you should do. Face your fear.
No, it's not a fear. It's more like...
I mean, the worst he could do is not do anything about it. At least you got stuff off your chest and just write everything down.
No, I don't have a fear that my dad's going to attack me. I just know that it's going to fall on deaf ears.
Well, didn't you say that when, remember when you read that book about Todd Bridges? Didn't you say that he realized that even though he wanted an apology from his dad, he never got it? But at least he was able to get stuff off of his chest?
Yeah, I think with my dad, it would be an apology, but it would be like a hollow one. So we wouldn't resolve anything. And plus my dad too, it amazes me that my dad, from what I've heard, is in his 60s and still a drug addict. And I don't mean like smoking a joint here and there. I mean like hardcore stuff. And yet, because being in your early 60s, it's still not that old, but it seems like it's ancient if you've been doing hardcore drugs for the vast majority of your life.
And it probably has aged to me a lot more.
And getting into, fights all the time, being homeless. Those things add up to a lifestyle to where you say somebody is in your early 60s and doing that. It sounds a lot older than somebody who is in their early 60s and living a regular life. To me.
Okay. I think I understand. He must have been doing that for living that lifestyle for a really long time.
Yes. Anyways, I don't know how we got on this.
You're the one who started it.
I know I did, but I don't remember
it was about the deadbeat dad question you had, which I thought was a really weird question.
Oh yeah, so I think it would be fun to be a deadbeat dad, but I'm not going to do it. So don't worry.
Uh-oh.
Oh. That said, it sucks on the kids. Yeah. And if you're a mom who, decides to have kids with a deadbeat dad, you don't have to make your kid feel like an asshole by talking to the child about how much they need to respect their dad. I'm sorry. Anyways.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Okay. I think we should get off of this subject because it sounds like it's still a very tender subject.
For you it is.
For you. For you.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if I should say this thing.
I don't think you should.
You don't think I should?
I don't even know what it's about.
I want to, and then I'm thinking this might take us to a really dark place.
I don't think you should.
Okay. We'll move on for that. But to move on, we need a kiss.
No.
Well, babes, I haven't gotten over my dad issues. So.
My goodness.
My goodness.
What am I going to do with you?
I don't know. Sometimes, okay, we won't go down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
Because I was thinking about saying something about your dad, but then I'm like, this could be opening Pandora's box here.
Yeah, I think if I'm ever going to talk about him, I probably should be the one to bring it up.
Oh.
Not you.
Just bring out all your family skeletons here.
No, I tend not to do that. It's just, it's kind of personal and private. I know you're okay with yours, but I'm not okay with mine.
Tomorrow I'll start it with Alana. Let's talk about what happened this week in your family.
Right.
Yes.
No, I tend not to do that. It's just not a good idea.
Well, good. Jaylo, you have dominated the conversation again.
No, I have not.
And taken us off of Ted Lasso.
I have not done that. You did.
What are you doing, babes? I can barely hear you.
Oh, I had something in my eye. No, I had not done that. You're the one who took us off of it.
Oh. I think we covered the first episode that we watched.
Yeah, we pretty much did.
At least I hope so.
Yeah.
Except that Sharon is going to be working more with the team this year.
Because Higgins hired her without talking to Ted about it. It was funny because you see him and he seems upset, but he's not as upset.
Yes.
Well, I thought it was really funny when she spoke to Danny Rojas in Spanish and she spoke to the other guy in French.
That was great.
I was like, well, no wonder why she's literally speaking their languages.
Yes.
Kind of funny.
All right. In the next episode, Jamie goes to see your girl, Keely. Because he was on a reality TV show and got kicked off at the last minute. Oh, that's the one thing I wanted to say.
Uh-huh.
The episode ends with Roy watching, I think it's called Lust Island.
Lust something. I forgot what it was.
With the yoga moms that he likes to hang out with. And Jamie is on there and saying, they can't kick me off of the island because I'm the #1 scorer sexually. Which I thought was great. But he's kicked off of Lust Island, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, Lust something. I forgot what it was.
And he doesn't have a lot of offers.
Nope.
So he goes, says hi to Keely. Roy comes home, and we hear Keely, and we think that she's with your buddy Jamie. But it turns out that she is getting off by watching Roy's press conference where he's crying.
Of all the things she could watch.
Yes.
It's very weird.
Roy is a little bit disturbed by this.
Yeah.
Because who wouldn't be? But he decides that he's going to take a shot at doing commentary on television.
Mm-hmm.
Goes on TV, swears. And you said something which I think is true, but they altered it for TV, which is, I believe they're more loose with language in the UK.
I think they're loose with a lot of things on television in Europe.
Which they really should be here too, but it's not that way.
No.
Unfortunately.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
We might disagree about that, too.
Uh-huh.
In any event, we don't have to go down that road because Rick is right as usual.
No.
What else happens in this episode, Jaylo?
That was pretty much it. And then it went on to the next one.
I thought more stuff happened. It wasn't just Roy and
Keely. Okay, so I think there was one side plot where they're trying to get used to Sharon because Sharon moves into Higgins' office.
Yes. And
Higgins was okay with it. I guess he was taking all the stuff in the hallway.
But I thought that happened in episode 1. I don't know. Watch the episode.
We are talking about episode 1.
No, we're talking about the second episode.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I remember. I do remember now. Jamie goes up to Ted and says, "Hey, I need to come back because I don't have anything going." And Ted in the beginning says, "I want you to come back, but I don't think it's a good idea."
Mm-hmm.
Because of how he was treated. He treated the other teammates, and he was just a bully and whatever. Sam got into a tizzy about that.
Because some pictures were taken online.
What kind of pictures?
from the bar that they go to,
the
3 guys who hang out there took a picture of Ted having a drink with Jamie and posted it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And Sam was upset, and Sam's like, look, I don't want him to come back because he has bullied me and other teammates, and it just wouldn't be, it wouldn't be safe. And you know how mean he can get. And he said, well, actually, yeah, I've already settled it. I told him not to come back. And I think the last thing that Sam said to him before the episode ended was, my father is really happy knowing that I'm in good hands with you.
Before his portion of the episode was over.
Yeah, before his portion of the episode was over.
And that makes Ted think that not everybody has a good dad in their life. Yeah. So he brings Jamie back. That's pretty much where the episode
I thought was very interesting.
I do. I like Ted, but I think after you tell somebody that this is for sure not happening,
and then you do the opposite,
you make it harder for that person to trust you in the future.
I also think too that Ted is like the first person to want to rescue a young man. And I'm assuming that I'm going to find out more about why that is. But I think that he wants to be the rescuer all the time, and it's not always good.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you kind of have to let people fall on their face before they realize, ooh, I'm not doing the right thing. Maybe I should ask for help.
There we go, there, Jaylo.
And I've met people that want to be the rescuer, but that's not always a good thing. It seems very codependent-ish.
I think in some ways I'm like that.
Yeah.
Would you sounds like you agree.
Yes, I would.
Uh-oh.
And I think we've discussed it at length before.
So we're not going there now.
No, we're not going
there. We're not talking this about you, Bob.
Huh?
We're not talking about you right now, Bob.
I mean, I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because we're going to be stuck there for a little bit. That's why I don't want to talk about it.
Nice. But Alana has heard me talk about not just ex-girlfriends, but friendships. And I'll often say things like, oh, my friend is ruining their life. And you'll be like, it's just that this isn't about one small thing.
It is. And I said, you know what? Sometimes they have to ruin their life for them to face their own consequences. Like, oh, I shouldn't have done this.
Nice.
And I have felt in some ways about people that were a little bit younger than me that I thought they were ruining their life. But I keep remembering, wait a minute. Why is it up to me if they make the right choices? Because they're going to make stupid choices anyway, and they keep on making stupid choices. Mm. And eventually I'm just like, okay, I can worry about them, but that's all I can do. I can't do anything about it because it doesn't matter what I say. They're going to do it anyway.
Nice. Well, sounds like a plan there. Jaylo.
Yes.
Yes. I really like these episodes. And I hope that you did too.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Nice. Jaylo.
Yes.
We watched some Seinfeld.
Yes, we did.
With Vincent.
Yeah, you want to give a little quick recap of the first one?
I really enjoy this episode a lot. There's a video store. This is how long ago Seinfeld was on.
Oh, it's so dated, but
it works.
It was
for
worked.
Us because we're old.
We're not that old.
I know, we're not that old, but we're old enough to remember the video store.
Oh my goodness.
And they have sections where it's like the employees' picks. So there's Gene, who does a lot of populist films, and there's Vincent, who does these very independent, heavy, cinematic movies, right?
Yeah, because Gene did the Weekend at Bernie's kind of stuff.
Yeah. So Elaine really loves the Vincent section, but they're very heavy to watch. One day she's wrapping up one of the movies.
Vincent calls her.
Yep. And they get into a long 2-hour discussion. And Kramer had watched like the first 15 minutes of this movie where a lady goes into a coma.
Oh, the other side of darkness. Like, how much do you have left of the movie? Oh, about 2 hours.
But based on the beginning, He wants to die if something happens to him. He wants somebody to pull the plug. He decides to make Jerry the power of attorney. Give him the power of attorney.
Yeah.
Okay, but Jerry's having some issues at this gym that he goes to because he plays, what is it, racquetball?
Yeah, he plays tennis with this guy named Milos.
Milos sells him a racket and says that this is the only one I use because Milos works there.
Yeah.
But Jerry sees him playing in another gym and Milos can't play with shit.
It's really bad.
Yeah. Milos doesn't want word to get out about this. So he gets his wife to hit on Jerry. But Jerry doesn't know it's his wife at first until she starts crying and confesses
like, I can't do it.
And I love George is just like, so did you have sex with the wife? And he's like, no. And George is like, because of society. Yes. and that just makes me laugh. But anyways.
Yeah.
Elaine keeps going to the video store, but the movies are just so heavy. So Kramer's there one day, and he's like, what you need is a gene pick.
Yeah.
Let's try a weekend at Bernie's, too.
And he's like, oh, the guys, he's already dead.
Yeah, she's watching it. She gets a call from Vincent.
Yeah.
He's like, you betrayed me. I can't believe this, blah, blah, blah. So he hangs up on her and sends her the play button to his VCR. Quits the video store. One day, Vincent calls and says, you can't see me. I'm nobody loves me. She's like, I will love you. He's like, okay.
Can I come and meet you? And
he tells her all these things to buy him. She goes to see Vincent. And you had never seen this. This is, I love this. Most people think when they see this for the first time that he's like this ugly person.
Yeah.
But what it is, Vincent is a 15-year-old kid whose mom comes and exposes him. And the episode ends.
That was a really funny scene.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? Vodka, cigarettes, fireworks?
Or that part of the story ends. There's also Kramer gets hit with some balls.
And he's in the hospital. And
yeah.
The ending is when Jerry pulls the plug.
Elaine does.
Or Elaine pulls the plug.
The plug in a movie projector.
So funny.
It's a good episode. Tell me about the next one.
Well, the next one was mainly centered around Jerry meeting this girl named Ellen, who I think was Christine Taylor, who is married to Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller's dad was a regular on Seinfeld.
Was he?
Jerry Stiller.
Oh.
Played George's dad.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I like him. Anyway, so he happens to meet this girl Ellen on her birthday. And his friends is like, really?
They go out on a date on her birthday.
They go out on a date on her birthday. And they're like, really? You went on a date on her birthday? Isn't that kind of, like, desperate or whatever they said?
For a first date.
For the first date, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, he goes out on another date with her, but her friends are like, oh, I think it's so great you're doing this because she really needs this. And so that's going on with him. What about the other stuff? Is this the same? Is this the one about the comeback?
Yes.
Right. And so, I think was it Jerry who said, hey, the sea called, they need the shrimp.
No. Okay. The episode starts. What?
Go on.
I don't know why he made that noise. George is at a meeting because this is when he still worked with the Yankees. And he's eating all the shrimp. So one of the people says, hey, George, the sea called. They want their shrimp back. And everybody's laughing at George. He leaves the meeting, is driving, and then he realizes what he should have said in response was, oh, yeah, the jerk store called, and they're running out of you.
That's the best one.
He tells this to Jerry and gets a meeting where he thinks Riley, the other employee, is going to be. Buys the shrimp. George goes there and discovers that Riley has taken a job for Firestone Tires.
Mm-hmm.
So George has this elaborate plan where he's going to propose a Firestone Tire Day at Yankee Stadium. He goes to, I believe it's Akron, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before this, he told the line, at Jerry's apartment when Kramer and Elaine were there, and they start giving him feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Kramer says, well, why don't you just say you had sex with his wife?
That'll get him.
Okay. George flies to Akron, Ohio, buys a whole bunch of shrimp, starts eating them. Riley says his line, and then George says, oh yeah, Riley? The jerk store called. They're running out of you. And Riley's response was, well, why bother? You're their best seller. Everybody starts laughing at George, and George is like, oh yeah? Well, I had sex with your wife. And somebody pulls him aside and says, his wife's in a coma.
That's such a funny episode.
Yeah. I like the first one better, but this one's great too.
Yeah, I like the first one better.
Yes.
A lot of things happening in that one.
Oh my goodness.
Milos.
Yes. Is there anything you want to say?
More
more about these episodes?
Even though you stole my thunder in explaining the second one, but...
How did I do that? You said, wasn't there something with George? At least I believe that's how you phrased it. Maybe I'm wrong.
You took it from me, Bubs.
But you didn't remember, so it wasn't. Was it going to be sad if I didn't say anything?
No, but I mean, never mind. Steal my thunder.
Savage. I love you. I love you.
I love you.
Okay, good.
Reluctantly, I'll say it.
Oh my goodness. How can you love me reluctantly?
No, I didn't say I loved you reluctantly. I said reluctantly I will say it because I was mad at you.
Oh, you shouldn't have been. And I forgive you for being mad at me for no good reason. Okay. What does Elaine in the first episode teach us about misperception?
Well, it's funny because she starts talking to this guy who she thinks is an adult. Doesn't even, and of course this wouldn't, fly in the real world, right?
And she believes he's a tortured genius.
She believes he's a tortured genius because he picked out all these really good movies.
Yes.
And very dramatic movies. And it's like they have a relationship sort of on the phone.
Yes.
And she's like, oh yeah, this whole thing with Vincent is going well, but you haven't met him, Which kind of reminds me of online dating or on the phone dating. Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of reminds me of that.
Well, good.
We have a perception of what the person will look like, how they sound like. And sometimes people are right and sometimes people are dead wrong. Dead wrong. So we have our own perceptions of what people are like, in this case on the phone.
Good.
Yeah.
That's the only question I really have about these episodes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We made roast beef sandwiches for dinner.
It turned out really good.
It did.
So I wanted to get really good quality roast beef because the steaks that I was looking for were super expensive, and they have been for a while. So it's not like the roast beef was cheap either, but it was definitely cheaper than the steak I was thinking about getting.
Nice.
And I got the roast beef where it wasn't just like the lunch meat roast beef, but it was an Angus beef, and it was really good.
Yes.
I grated some parm. You also used you used all the mozz, right? Pretty much.
I used some of it, not all of it though.
Did you give it back? I think you gave it back to me.
Yes,
I
did.
Yeah, so you gave it back to me. We didn't end up using the cheddar, but the mozz and the parm really gave it a good flavor.
And some mustard.
And some mustard and peppers. It was really good.
Fun stuff, babes.
And those hoagie rolls were, they turned out really good even though we didn't cook them. Mm-hmm. And I think there's left over for me to have for the week.
Oh, but really not good. For me.
Not for you.
Okay. Yes. Then we watched the new film, The Tender Bar.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't want to say too much about this only because it just came out.
Yeah.
But I'll give a very brief synopsis.
Yeah.
It's basically the story of this child who grows up to be a writer. It starts off in the 1970s. He lives with his mom, his uncle, the grandparents, and a rotating cast of characters who come in and out of the grandparents' house.
Yeah.
Christopher Lloyd is the grandfather. He's a little eccentric because he lost his DeLorean.
No, you're trying to cross the two movies together.
Oh my goodness. The kid is somebody who listens to the radio because his dad is a DJ. And
he's trying to find out where his dad is.
Yeah. Did I just say it was based in Boston? It's based in New York.
It's in New York, yeah.
Yeah. I got that wrong.
Okay.
So eventually, and the uncle, played by Ben Affleck, is really the father figure in this kid's life.
Yeah.
Tells him to read, gives him books, encourages him, lets him know early on that he's not good at sports, so he should focus on other things.
Yeah.
Eventually, the kid grows up, gets accepted into Harvard, Yale. His mom wants him to become a lawyer, but he feels that his gift is in writing.
Yep.
So, meets some friends, falls in love with a girl who plays a lot of mind games. Yeah. She has more money than he does.
Yep.
What do I want to say here? Her parents are kind of strange too.
Yeah, because they have what is it? Like they have houses or different houses or whatever it is. I forgot what it was.
They have this thing called a house.
No, they have a house. I know that. I'm just saying I forgot what they did.
The mom was a lawyer. I think the dad was some sort of a surgeon or something.
But they were just weird people.
Yeah, the mom especially was not that cool.
She kind of looked down on him, it seemed like.
Yeah. So they keep going back and forth. The girl likes playing mind games with this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually he gets some stories accepted into the New York Times. It looks like they're going to hire him, but they say he doesn't have enough experience. He tries reestablishing contact with the dad. It doesn't go too well. And at the end of the movie, Ben Affleck gives him his car.
Mm-hmm.
That's a rough synopsis of the film.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my favorite movie, and I had a little bit of trouble following the beginning because whenever a song would come on, somebody would say, I think this artist did it. No, it may have been this artist. Well, that song sounds good, but it's a little bit dated now. But I liked it.
I like the music, okay? I'm going to comment when it's good music, all right?
Yeah, but you could just say, I like the music instead of saying, oh, this song is good. It's by so-and-so. No, it's really by so-and-so. No, actually, I'm thinking it might be by this other person. I don't hear the song in a lot of movies.
Okay. Enough ragging on me, bud.
No, but you were doing that a lot during the movie. Were you not?
I was,
yes.
But geez, you kind of exaggerated.
It's enough to say, oh, I really like this music. Was this song recorded in the 60s? It did make it a little bit difficult to follow.
It wasn't. No, I think maybe you weren't following it. That's probably why it made it difficult to follow.
No. But I liked it. I would give it a weak 8.
I'd at least give it a 7.
Okay.
It wasn't my favorite movie, but it was good. I would give it a 7. I think Good Will Hunting was better.
Yeah, but they're two different movies.
But they are two different movies. I know that. Of course they're two different movies.
It's not like this is Good Will Hunting too.
Bubs, really?
Go ahead, babes.
No. Mm-mm.
What? Oh my goodness.
You're just wagging on Jaylo Day, Bubs.
No. That's called Friday.
Oh.
No, I'm joking, babes. I haven't ragged on you that much.
No. It's kind of annoying, though.
Oh. And everything I say is true, because I'm truthful, boy.
No. Yeah. That I know is not true.
No, that is true.
But, okay, so this wasn't my favorite movie, but I thought it was good. And yeah. A lot of mind games being played in the movie.
Yeah, that happens a lot in real life, though.
I know.
Yes.
It does.
Yes. We won't really analyze this film, except to say, go watch it.
Go watch it.
Yes.
Decide for yourself if you like it or not.
Now, then we watched the documentary about James Randi called An Honest Liar. Jaylo, you claim I was ragging on you, but now you get to speak. Choose your words wisely, my dear.
What are we talking
about?
Tell
me about An Honest Liar.
So there's a lot of things in this movie that I didn't, or documentary that I had no idea that James Randi was a part of, because I didn't know about James Randi until you told me about him. Mm-hmm. And interesting guy. I didn't realize that he was a magician for several years.
Decades.
Okay, decades. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Several decades. But he realized, oh, wow, I've been lying to people all this time, and I feel really horrible about it.
May I correct you?
What?
It's not that he realized after decades of being a magician. What had happened was he made a correct prediction about some sports game early on in his career. And based on that, people thought that he was a psychic.
Yeah, I understand that. But he also thought, I shouldn't have to, I don't want to lie to these people anymore.
No.
What?
Can I tell you something? The reason it's called An Honest Liar is because his theory is that magicians are liars, but they're honest about it, because the whole thing is you tell people that you're going to deceive them. But because he was a magician for long, he knew how to deceive people and how to show people that they were being deceived.
Okay, can I go on now?
Yes.
Thank you. He schooled me again.
Because you were given...
Okay. I'll go on.
Something that was fundamentally incorrect.
Okay. All right.
But keep going.
Okay. I apologize for being fundamentally incorrect.
I accept your apology, my dear, and let's move on.
Okay. So throughout the documentary, he was exposing people like Uri Geller. Let's start with Uri Geller. Mm-hmm. Because Uri Geller, and he did some things like, he's known for bending spoons. And he claims that he was not using trickery, and that everything that he is doing is an absolute gift. And James Randi wanted to expose this guy because he knew what he was doing. He knew that he was lying to the audience that had faith in this guy. And a lot of people, I forgot what show was he on where a lot of people were really upset with him. And
it was a montage. There were a few shows that were one of them, the host just basically kicked him off.
He did.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, okay. Well, but then a lot of people were thinking, well, maybe, and I thought it was really interesting because some of the women on these shows were like, are you telling me that this whole thing was fake? Mm-hmm. All of it was fake? How could you say that? But, I think it's safe to say that because James Randi was a musician for all these decades. Magician, excuse me. For all these decades, that was a slip. That he should know about what kinds of things that magicians do to deceive people, and also faith healers, because he exposed Peter Popoff, who I know a little bit about because I've watched some ridiculous promotions about Peter Popoff and what he supposedly could do. And we find out very quickly, because of the brilliant work that his friend did, by looking at what was going on behind the scenes, where Peter Popoff had a hearing aid, and his wife was backstage telling him about all the people that submitted prayer requests. Really horrible stuff, but interesting. So we know that she was in on it, and also after this whole thing went down with Peter Popoff and his organization, he declared bankruptcy.
But apparently he's doing better now. He has $10 million.
It's not that much better.
It's better than having nothing.
No, but we
That's
all
more money than I have.
But thanks to James Randi, we all know that Peter Popoff is a total fluke.
James Randi went on the Tonight Show and played video and audio of Peter Popoff being talked to by his wife.
Yep.
Right. And most of his book, The Faith Healers, concentrates on the televangelist world.
Yeah, and knowing what I know now in finding out about these people like Peter Popoff, they make me so angry. They really do.
Mm-hmm.
They make me so angry. And the Benny Hinns of the world make me so angry. Because they're using people's faith to profit off of people's emotions.
Or Joel Osteen.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he pretends to cure people or not, but
no,
he's definitely...
he's more like a motivational type of person and never talks about the real issues.
Well, and he does some shady stuff, too.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Joel Osteen. We're talking about
I know. But he's in that preacher. Even though he doesn't pretend to heal people, it's as far as I know. He's in that same, like, preacher, Christian-y vein of, I'm a Christian con man. Allegedly.
This
is what I believe. I'm not saying it's true, but that's what I believe.
He's more in the feel-good, prosperity gospel type of a thing. And Peter Popoff is in that same category.
Oh, maybe Peter Popoff could cure Joel Osteen of being in the prosperity gospel field.
He can't.
Okay.
Because they're in the same field.
Oh, okay.
They're in the same category as Benny Hinn.
Nice. I should get into that field. That sounds like you can make a lot of money doing that. Why am I not doing that, babes?
Oh my goodness.
Well, keep going, Jaylo.
So he exposed those two people. I thought it was really funny how, when they were doing the Peter Popoff thing and, his friend, disguised himself as, a security guard, and then, James Randi disguised himself and changed his name around.
Yeah.
It was so funny. And nobody knew it. Nobody knew it was him.
Yes.
It was funny. And the thing with Jose Alvarez was interesting too, because he trained him on creating a hoax.
Yeah. And that gets even more interesting near the end of the movie because they were partners in real life. Oh, they got married, so that was his husband. Because I think it said that they got married 2 weeks after gay marriage was legalized. So they're married, and Jose Alvarez, we find out, had to fake his identity to get into the U.S. and stay.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting. And I'm not saying that he was wrong for doing that. I mean, obviously
You're not saying that he's right for doing it?
I'm not saying that he's right or wrong for doing it. Because he was in a very unique situation where he came from a country to where it sounds like if you were gay, you were really an outcast and in physical danger a lot of the time.
And I do not at any point, I do not support, killing off people, that have alternative lifestyles.
Oh, you don't?
No, of course not.
Oh, good.
Why would you think that?
I don't know.
Oh.
No, I'm very glad to hear that.
No. It's awful. It's awful. I don't think they should be killed off just because they live a different way.
Oh, good.
No.
Good.
But I also don't think that he should have, changed his identity to protect himself though. But and I say that because of the long-term, repercussions of it.
Yeah. I think should he have done that? No, but also I'm not in his shoes.
Yeah.
I think that if you're in a situation to where your life is it's easy for me to say he shouldn't have done that. But if I was in a situation to where your life is being threatened every single day, you come from a very poor country and you think to yourself, there's nobody who's really named Jose Alvarez. So I'm not going to be hurting anybody else's identity.
But then realizing later on that there was.
Yeah, it's easy for me to say it's wrong. And from my standards, it is, but I also didn't live this man's life. Yeah. And I didn't really go through the pain and suffering that he went through.
Right. And, knowing a lot about Venezuela and how their country is run, I understand why he would flee Venezuela.
Yeah. It doesn't excuse what he did, but maybe we should have some understanding and compassion for the reasons behind it.
Right.
But what it does do is, I don't know, it made me look at James Randi a little bit differently. Because I knew a lot of James Randi stuff. I knew that he was gay.
And I didn't know anything about that. I didn't
know that he was married. I didn't know that he was in a long-time relationship. But yet he's with somebody who's deceiving the government. Which isn't necessarily...
But he didn't even know about that until much later, too.
I don't know if he did or didn't.
I mean, it sounded to me that, it sounded to me like when the police showed up, he didn't know anything about Jose Alvarez's fake identity. That's what it sounded to me like. He didn't know that was going on until he saw him arrested.
I got the impression that he didn't know that there was a real Jose Alvarez.
Yeah.
But that his partner had told him the story before. Now, I could be wrong with that.
Okay. It sounded to me like that was the opposite, but I don't know.
Yeah. It's possible that I was just out of it last night and, not paying attention because I'm thinking about how do we get drugs legalized.
Ugh.
But, in any event, if he knew, then it's a little bit strange, but I could go with it. But if he didn't know, then it's like even James Randi has the ability to be fooled.
Right. And I also thought it was interesting when somebody said, it doesn't matter if you were in a relationship with James Randi. He was always a person that had a lot of compassion for other people.
Yeah.
Or he would help them if he felt compassion for them.
And I should say fooled is maybe a loaded term because did this man love James Randi? I think yes. And was he a kid when he came to this country? And, yes. So it's a very complicated situation when you get into legal stuff like that.
I guess the word would be, or the phrase would be slippery slope.
Okay.
In some ways. It's kind of a slippery slope. So I don't know where I fall on that. I don't know where I stand on that issue.
Yeah. Again, I think to myself, if I was gay in Venezuela in the time when this man was, would I do a similar thing to get out of the situation? I don't know. So the answer, I guess, is maybe. And if the answer is maybe, then that opens the door to compassion. It opens the door to critical thinking, but also the door to compassion.
He could have gone to another country too, like the Philippines.
I don't know how accepting the Philippines were of gay people back in the 70s.
Yeah, but then I don't know how long, I don't know if they were accepting before or if they would give him asylum. I don't know. Because I don't know how the Philippine government necessarily works, so. I should know, but I don't.
So, we can have compassion. But considering that this documentary is all about exposing the truth, it is interesting.
It is interesting. Yeah. Yeah. But I liked what was said in the documentary. Like, it doesn't matter how educated and how smart you are, you can still be fooled.
Yes.
And fooled very, very quickly.
Which I believe to be the case.
Yeah. Well, and then it begs the question about cults. Because even the most educated people have fallen for the teachings of cults. I would imagine.
I would assume so. I don't know for sure, though.
Yeah.
And one could say, you're not going to like this, that in some ways America is a cult. Right? We're led to believe that we're the greatest country ever in existence of humanity. We're led to believe that we can't go against the cults, that we can only question things to a certain extent, and that shows that we're really free.
I wouldn't consider our country a cult, Bub.
I'm saying one can make that argument.
One could make that argument.
I don't necessarily believe that. I think America is a mixed bag. We've done a lot of great things and we've done a lot of horrible things throughout our history. And we need to acknowledge both sides. How do you feel about that?
I think that's true. Our history was not a clean history.
No.
It was, I think that we should acknowledge everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, but not just focus on the bad and the ugly. A lot of people seem to want to focus on the bad and the ugly, but forgetting that we have done a lot of good things.
You do. While that is an overreaction, it is done because for so many decades within our own lifetime, we were taught to only focus on the good.
I don't know that that's true. We are taught to focus on the good, but the people that a lot of the division is that they want to focus solely on the bad and the ugly, but they don't want to focus on the good. And I think it's not that we were always taught to focus on the good, but people that have wanted to change it up are now so focused on the bad and the ugly that they don't want to think that our country has done anything good.
I think that's wrong too, just focus on the bad. But I think it's because when we were on the come up, we would be taught about the Civil War and about what would happen with Native Americans, but it was kind of glossed over. And we never really talked in school about how America would throw democratically elected leaders in other countries, or how we exploit workers in other countries, or how we exploit our own workers. We wouldn't really have, did you learn about unions and the history of them in school? See,
that's where I think our education has failed me and other kids in our, in my generation and other generations coming up, besides, what you've been taught, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I wish I would have. I really think that, if we have had in-depth, civics courses and actually studying every side of the country, not just the bad and ugly side, but also the good side, we would have had, a well-rounded education. I feel like, as a young child, I felt like I didn't get that now that I'm older.
Yeah.
And so now we kind of have to make up for it by studying every part of it.
And that's what I'm saying. That's why you have the overreaction, mostly from people on the left who just want to focus on the bad. Yeah, they're wrong for just wanting that, but you could understand where they're coming from if they grew up not knowing, only learning one side of American history.
Yeah, and I think that it's not good, and I think that the consequences of that are happening because children are now being pulled out of public schools because their parents are saying, "Look, we don't like what's being taught. Because I think that parents have been bombarded by, and this was going even farther back from our education. Parents have been taught that the schools were supposed to raise your children and that it takes a village to raise a child. But now what you've got is parents are now left out of the equation and they feel like they can't raise their children. So now they're taking their children out of school and saying, you know what? I don't like how you're teaching our kids and we're going to teach our kids.
I think what you say sounds great on the surface, but you're missing a key element, which you're not going to like, is that part of the reason this is being spread as a good idea in right-wing circles is because it's a way to defund public schools and privatize the system.
For reasons that I think are good reasons, because even the private schools are not going. Even the private schools are kind of going downhill too.
What I would say is there are some legitimate reasons, but the end result is the reason it's being spread is a good right-wing idea is because it's a way to kill the public school system. And
but there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for that because the public schools are trying to teach kids that you're not, to teach kids that, number one, if you're the skin color, and this is just an example. Number one, if you're the skin color, you're always going to be an oppressor. Number two, if you're the skin color, you're always going to be oppressed. That's one of the reasons why parents are taking their kids out of schools, because of that very topic of theories that these left-wing activists are trying to tickle the ears of kids, because they know that if you get them young enough, they're going to follow it.
I think that there are some extreme ideas on the left that I disagree with. I'll give you that, but there are also some extreme ideas on the right. So, for example, why can't we have history books in school that teach both sides of American history?
That's exactly what they want. It's not that, they want the same things about history books that are not being talked about in schools, but they're not getting that.
But babes,
what?
There are lawmakers in some parts of the country, I believe in the South, that think that we should be teaching less about slavery than we are, and that are trying to push back against that. And they're not really saying, I haven't heard the discussion. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is going on in right-wing circles because I don't really go in there. But are they talking in right-wing circles how we should talk about how our government has toppled other governments?
I don't know. History? I mean, I don't know if they're having discussions about that, so I can't really talk about. Hold on. I said I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know everything. I don't know about every single circle on the right.
Right.
So I couldn't tell you if they're talking about it.
Okay, but my thing is, if you're hearing about the negative things that they're teaching in schools about critical race theory, why aren't you also hearing on whatever media you listen to about how we should be teaching about those things in school too, about how our government has overthrown democratically elected leaders in other countries?
But how, I mean, I guess the question would be, is it actually accurate?
It is accurate.
And how is it accurate?
That we've overthrown other leaders?
Yeah, how is it accurate?
Well, babes, look at the history of Haitian. Look at Jean-Bertrand Aristide. Look at, that's one example. Look at what we did in Iran back in the days overthrowing the Shah. Those are just two examples. But what I'm saying is, I don't necessarily disagree with everything that the right is saying on this issue, but I think by only presenting a certain type of argument, they're neglecting the bigger picture.
Well, there's more stuff too. It's not just critical race theory, it's other things too.
Right, but by omitting things, it's like you're only telling half truths.
All I'm saying is that it's not so much about omitting things, is that the parents want to teach their kids the way that they should have been taught.
But part of the reason that the right is omitting things...
But I'm not, this isn't about omitting things.
It is.
No, it's not. You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
It's not so much about omitting things. Parents on the right are pulling their kids out of school because they feel that their kids are not getting a good education, and they want to take, they don't want the government telling them what to teach their kids. It's exactly what I was trying to say. It has nothing to do with omitting things.
Hold on. You let me say my piece. It does have to do with omitting things, because by saying it's mostly about critical race theory, and yeah, it could be about other things, and not naming those other things.
That's not what I said. I was just saying that was a small example of that. I wasn't talking about other stuff. It's not just about critical race theory, it's other things.
Right, but I gave you an example of overthrowing democratic leaders in another country, and you said that you didn't know about that, but you obviously knew that critical race theory was a thing. So what I'm saying is, by omitting certain things that we should be teaching kids, you're only presenting one argument, and therefore you're amplifying a certain group of people who want to remove their kids from school. So it's a way of
but I was just giving an example. I wasn't admitting anything. I wasn't talking about omitting anything necessarily.
Right, but you didn't know about this, and you pay attention to those circles.
But no, I'm just saying I don't know if they talk about that in all circles, and I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they do or don't.
Right, but they don't in the ones that you pay attention to. because you didn't know about it, is what I'm trying to say. And by just amplifying one type of arguments, you're not doing the argument justice.
I think we're getting in the weeds. I think we need to get back into what we were talking about, because we're going down this really weird rabbit hole.
Oh, I like really weird rabbit holes.
I know, but we're stuck there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I believe that we need a public school system. And I think that the right and the left, to some extent, are trying to destroy it for nefarious reasons. But we definitely need reform. That's my take on it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because if you destroy the public school systems, you privatize everything and make it a for-profit business. And that leaves out poor people.
I don't think it's all about poor people.
And we know that...
I think we should get off the subject.
Okay.
We're getting way too far in the weeds here.
I mean, people have been killed by the federal government for giving free breakfast to school children. That's stop. And yet we don't teach about that in school.
Okay. Let's get out of the woods here.
Okay.
Because we're stuck here for a while.
Uh-oh.
Because of somebody.
Yeah. I blame you.
No, I blame you.
Okay, keep going.
So anyway, Uri Geller was a big part of this documentary, and even still today, I don't think or didn't you say that he since changed his tune?
That's what I've heard. I don't know enough about this man. He's a con artist. And,
he is a con artist.
You know, I think Peter Popoff is way worse, though.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's using people's faith. He's getting people's money. I mean, I've watched so many a bunch of Peter Popoff promotions that they will go so far as to advertise packets of water, saying that if you pray over something and you sprinkle the water, you're going to be prosperous, which is ridiculous, and it makes me so angry. What else did he talk about? Psychics and how they're phony people, and you and I both agree about that. There's a lot of deception.
I think that there's a lot of people out there with abilities that we don't understand.
Yeah.
But I don't think that those people are going out there and working for a psychic hotline.
So I'm going to bring somebody up, which I will not mention this person's name.
Go ahead.
And this person wanted to get into psychic stuff and study metaphysical stuff, which is really it's Greek to me. I don't understand it. But and I kind of wonder how this person is going to do this, because this person cannot see anything, as far as I know. And what this person claims to have done is to contact people via text. So this person's trying to set up this business, last time I talked to them, which was a few years ago, about having a psychic business. And I'm thinking, well, how is that supposed to work if, number one, you never met the person, number two, you can't see anything, and number three, you have to pretty much make them believe that you know their future.
Yeah. We're going to have a seance bring James Randi back from the dead so he can expose this woman.
Well, and then this person even admitted to me that they can't talk about relationships.
Nice.
That they can't ask this person how their relationship's going to end. And I'm like, okay, how is this going to work?
I don't know, babes.
That's a valid question, I think.
Yes.
I honestly think it's a losing battle.
We're going to make a documentary where you go after them.
No.
Oh.
Not.
Okay. What would you give this documentary on a scale from 1 to 10?
I give it an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say about the same.
Yeah. I thought it was a very well done documentary. I thought that the montages and the clips were really, really spot on. And how, especially with the Peter Popoff thing, I think it was great.
Yeah. Would you recommend this film to others?
Yes.
Nice. To your family?
Yes.
What's your elevator pitch?
Even you could be fooled if not taken, if you don't take precautions.
Oh, I'd love to have you watch this with your mom and then tell me what happened afterwards.
Right. Yeah. I'm just going to say, I know people in my life that will kind of hang on the word of other people without even doing a lot of research.
Yes. I don't know if that's your mom. I'm just saying it might be fun. Too.
Well, I have my own opinions about that I won't mention.
I have dad issues, and you have mom issues. I also have mom issues, and you have dad issues.
But different types of issues.
That's right.
Yeah.
You get the Wolf having different issues than me.
Okay.
Well, cool.
Cool.
Is there anything else you want to talk about, babes?
No, I think we pretty much exhausted all this.
I think we should make out and then watch some
Eat a snack
and then watch some Ted Lasso.
Okay.
All right. Let's see if we can kiss.
We have.
I don't know if I remember how to kiss. So
you do.
Do I?
You just kissed me like a while ago.
Well, let's see if I remember how.
Stop.
Okay. All right.
Really?
All right.
Does anybody ever comment on that?
My friend who occasionally listens and likes when we argue.
Yeah.
I think he thinks it's funny when we kiss. Yeah.
Well, I mean, with your weird noises.
Yeah. So let's make my buddy laugh. Oh.
Stop! I'm gonna get you.
No, that's what, babes. I'm doing this for a friend of mine.
No snacks for you, then.
No. babes. Give me a kiss.
Okay. Be good boy.
I'm the never not good boy.
Stop!
All right, for real.
Could you do this normally, please?
Okay.
My goodness.
All right, let's go get some snacks and then watch some Ted Lasso.
Okay.
All right, bye for now.
And maybe some Seinfeld afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.